Hello friends and felines, and welcome back to my channel. I don't remember what I normally say because it has been so long since I filmed a video, but hopefully I am back now. I've had some major life changes. We will get into all of that later. Yes, my Christmas decorations are up. It is November 4th. They're not up around the entire house, just in my backdrop. It makes me happy, so you can deal with it. Anywho, other than getting an extra knockoff IKEA storage unit, I also got married. So I have a wedding band to go along with my engagement ring. So we will be doing a whole series on my wedding, planning how the day went and all of that jazz. So for today, it's just going to be a casual, just get ready with me. I'm just going to talk about my whole wedding day from start to finish, just recall all of those good memories and do a fun little makeup look. So if you want to hear how my wedding day went, then definitely keep on watching. Okay, like I said, it has been a very long time since I filmed a video. I wanted to do some sort of YouTube video for the Halloween spooky season, but other than getting married in the first half of October, the second half of October has been bronchitis. I'm still getting over it. I think this is the best I've felt in like 2 weeks. It's been great. So, without all of that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and start doing my makeup. If you're interested in anything I'm using on my face, it'll all be down in the description below. But we're just going to go ahead and get started with my wedding day. So the date is October 7th, 2023. It is a brisk and breezy fall day. Rain had been projected possibly for the day throughout the entire week, so I was really nervous and anxious going into the day that it was going to be raining. We had a backup plan, but thankfully the day had come. It had rained Friday, it had rained Sunday, but on Saturday, October 7th, it did not rain. So I got married at the Maison Albion, which is a French-themed mansion, very gilded, in Albion, New York, which is in the middle of nowhere, western New York. And the earliest that we could get there was at 10 o'clock. I was anxious and I got there a little bit early, so I watched them starting to set up some stuff, and we just kind of waited in the parking lot until the wedding that was there before had cleared out so that we could go in. So I had my sister and one of my bridesmaids who was from out of state with me there in the morning. So we got there, we started bringing all of our stuff in for the day for up in the bridesmaid suite, as well as unloading the U-Haul. Yes, we had a U-Haul van full of decorations and alcohol first thing, so that when all the people that were there to help set up for the day, they knew where everything was and they could just get going and they didn't have to unload the van themselves. So once my other bridesmaids got there, I think everyone got there like pretty much on time, right when I asked them to be there. I first gave a tour because the house is amazing. Like I said, it's French themed. The ballroom where the reception is based off of the ballroom from the Titanic. The bridesmaid suite is like based off of the Hall of Mirrors from the Palace of Versailles, all that stuff. I will get into more details as I go through this wedding series, but today's just going to be kind of an overview of the whole day. So I gave them a whole tour of the entire house, and then it was right to getting ready. So obviously the very first thing we did when we got ready was make mimosas and have some little snacks and stuff for breakfast. Then it was right into hair and makeup. I ended up doing my own hair and makeup, so everyone, all my bridesmaids, my mom, everyone, we just did our own hair and makeup, and we helped each other out where needed. So we did get to save a little bit of money with that. And we got ready until about 12:30, which I think is when the photographers and the videographers showed up. All the gentlemen were downstairs in the basement getting ready and doing who knows what down there. I saw some of the photos that they were having a good time, doing their own little thing, taking their own photos. I had 2 photographers, 2 videographers, so they kind of like split up their time through each guys and girls, doing detail shots, doing overview shots, and then doing all of the getting ready shots. So once the detail shots were done, the photographer that was like with us was taking just like candid photos of us getting ready. Then in the bathroom, the bridesmaid suite is a giant like clawfoot tub that we just had to take some like getting ready photos in with like my sunglasses, my mimosa, and my pajamas and my robe. And the very first video that my videographer got of me was of my feet. It was funny, it was just like me putting my feet up on the edge of the bathtub and getting all nice up and close and personal, which I think was a really funny way to break the ice. I had never met my videographer in person, just through questionnaires and emails online, but he was really funny and he was seriously amazing to work with. And I was like, yeah, I can get a close shot of my feet, like at least my nails are painted, just don't go sell my feet on Feet Finder. And he thought that was hilarious. So we pretty much got ready. It's amazing how much time goes by. I was only struggling with time a little bit, and that came to when I was doing my lashes. I did like the little Kiss bundle lashes, which took me a little bit of time. It was only my second time trying them, and that was the only time I got frustrated. But I still got ready in time to start getting into my dress around 2 p.m. So when I came to get in my dress, I had my mom and my sister help me into it and help with all of the accessories. I had otherwise kept my dress a secret from my other bridesmaids, so I went into the bridal suite, a separate room away from all my girls while they got changed. We did all those cute, you know, getting into your dress, having your mom and your sister put on your dress, your shoes, your veil, your jewelry, all of that, and taking all of those really sweet photos with them. And then I did a gift exchange with my mom. I had given her a necklace that I got from Etsy along with a card, and then she had given me a gift of like a handkerchief that says like to my daughter on her wedding day. It was super sweet, and we were able to take all of those really sentimental photos. So after the gift exchange with my mom, I ended up going into all of the first looks for the day, and the very first one was actually with my mother-in-law. She'd come with us dress shopping, but she only has my husband as a son. She doesn't have any other daughters or any other children, so I thought it'd be really special to give her like her own moment with a first look with me, and I also did a gift exchange with her, and I gave her a necklace as well. The photos from that were really, really sweet. She was so cute. She's like, oh, let me get out of your way, like, oh, you look so beautiful. And I was like, no, you're a part of this, like, stay here. I have a gift and a card for you. Like, you now finally have a daughter, and it was like a really, really sweet and special moment. And then it was time to go do the first look with my bridesmaids, and they had some of the greatest reactions of all time. I had asked everyone what they thought my dress was going to be, and my one bridesmaid, Kat, got it like spot on, and I was like, look, you pretty much guessed what my dress was going to be, so good job to you. But then it was the first look with my dad, and I knew it was going to be the most emotional, special moment of pretty much like the entire day other than getting married. I knew it was going to be more special as a first look with my dad than it was going to be with my husband, to be honest. Like, I just knew everyone was going to be crying. I'd probably cry more because my dad was going to be super emotional. I didn't know if Jim was going to shed any tears for our first look, but I did a first look with my dad on like the main staircase in the mansion, and those photos are amazing. I gave him a card too, as well as a gift. The gift I'd given to him earlier at the rehearsal dinner because I didn't want him to cry too much, and then I read the card to him because he was crying, and I was like, let me just read it for you. I don't think by the end of that first look there was a dry eye anywhere. Like, my bridal party was upstairs just kind of watching along. The videographers, the photographers, like everyone said that they were like tearing up for that. So that was a really, really, really special moment with my dad. And we took our time with that, and it was just really, really special. And then it was time to get off stage. So they put me off into a room because I was really good in not sharing any details of my dress with my husband. And they got him situated outside at the front of the mansion on the porch for our first look through like the front door. So there are also some really, really good photos from that. We did our first look, and then we did private vows. So our vows for our ceremony were just kind of more generic ones that you say, like, you know, to death do us part kind of thing. And then we had handwritten our own short essays worth of vows that we had read to each other. And I think that's when the tears started finally coming down a little bit. I did really good throughout the entire day. I don't think I actually like full on cried. I was able to like let the tears come and then kind of soak them back up in my eyes, so I didn't ruin any of my makeup. I was really good. There's some good photos of me being like really trying to hold it in. But we read our vows, and then we gave each other gifts. I'd given him a stein that says the Eichs on it, which is my new last name, Eich, E-I-C-K, very German. And then he gave me a necklace, a mountain necklace, because he says he never gives me enough jewelry, which I thought was funny. And then we started taking just some couple portraits together on the front porch, and there were some really, really special ones. Like, there's one right here that I just think we look like models. Like, some modeling agency should hire us. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about makeup, but I got this free Valentino lip and cheek thing. It says liquid lipstick, but it says you can use it on your cheeks too. We're going to try it and see how it is. I bet it's going to be like really pigmented. Ooh, and it's kind of dark. I don't know if this is like actually like supposed to be a blush, but I'm pretty sure that's what it said when I got it. So we did like full bridal party, the guys and the girls. Then we did a lot of the girls' ones because, like I said earlier, the guys, I mean, they don't need any time to get ready. So they did a lot of their stuff earlier on in the day. So we just got a few of them, and then they could go off and then do whatever else they wanted to do. Actually, I feel like this is kind of working. I think you gotta work quick though, because otherwise it will set. But it's a cute shade. I like it. Okay, anyhow. And then we did a lot more of the bridesmaids photos, group and individual. And then I felt like we were rushing on time because, like, it's so weird not having any concept of time on your wedding day. I don't have a watch on. I don't have my phone on me. I had to keep asking the photographers, like, what time is it? What time is it? Like, I thought we had to line up, and they're like, girl, you were like 15 minutes early. Like, this never happens. All of my vendors were like, your day went by so smoothly, and like, you were ahead of schedule. And like, that never happens ever at a wedding. We hung out in like the foyer, walked through the ballroom, and my wedding ceremony was outside in like the little secret intimate garden area. And yeah, then like the wedding actual ceremony went by like in a flash. Like, I don't even know how long it actually lasted. We were trying to go for like half an hour, and it was over before I knew it. Like, there's not a lot I actually remember from the ceremony itself because it went by so fast. Like, I remember walking down the aisle with my dad. I remember Jim struggling to get my wedding ring on me. I remember him accidentally messing up the words a little bit. It's fine. No one could actually hear us because of the wind. But yeah, like, I barely remember any of it. I remember we did a little tree planting ceremony. My officiant played a little wooden flute. Like, there's just, it went by so fast. So my ceremony, I was raised Catholic. I don't really follow religion per se anymore, but I do find myself being spiritual. So I found like a basic spiritual kind of like Mother Nature, Mother Earth kind of inspired script, and I just modified it for ourselves. Our officiant was actually a lifelong family friend. He was actually the best man for my dad's wedding, and he officiated us. So I thought it was a perfect person to do that. He's a very good storyteller. He was actually a professional storyteller, so he knows how to talk in front of a crowd. And I think it went by pretty smoothly. And like I said, we did a tree planting ceremony. I actually have it right here. I have a natal mahogany plant. We didn't actually plant it, it was in the pot. We just added more soil to it and then watered it and added special items to the soil. Yeah, and then we did our first kiss as a married couple. We walked down the aisle. We did a dip kiss, which I actually think went over pretty well. It's always a little awkward with like our heights and like the way our body proportions are with doing like dip kisses, but I think by the end of the night we were professionals because we were doing it over and over again. And then that was the ceremony. Like I said, everyone says your time goes by like so fast on your wedding day to just like stop and enjoy it, and it does. It goes by so fast. That's why I'm glad that me and Jim had plenty of time at the beginning before the ceremony to do just a private vow reading, just enjoying our time together. Because once the ceremony was over, it's back to photos, and that's when we did all of our family portraits after the wedding. We didn't do a lot of extended family. My grandma is like 92 now, and she had some blood clot issues, so she was going to come out for the wedding, which is totally fine. So we didn't really have any extra people we need to do, just kind of like the intermediate family, and Jim didn't really have any other immediate family besides his own parents. So we were able to kind of book those out right out of the way, and I was like, all right, bye guys, you guys can go drink. And then me and Jim took a bunch more photos as a newly married couple. I felt like we had taken so many photos, and I feel like we could have still even taken more like throughout the house, because like I said, the house is beautiful, but we did a lot of them outside since it was nice out. But even with all of the photos and the videos we took during our cocktail hour, I think we were still able to make it to cocktail hour to enjoy it for like 15 minutes. But our caterers were actually nice that they had individual people come out to us while we were taking photos with cocktails and appetizers, so I was at least able to try some of them. The first cocktail they brought out was so strong, and I downed it in like 30 seconds. I think I had 3 while we were doing photos, and I had like 4 different appetizers. So it was nice that they brought out food to us. It definitely made the day a lot better because I was able to get some food and some drink in me. And then we were able to go enjoy our cocktail hour, which was kind of outside on a covered patio. And then, like I said, dinner was inside in our Titanic-themed ballroom. So we're able to converse with some of the guests. I think I like wish I had more time to talk with all the guests. I think me and Jim did a good job of like splitting it up and talking to like both sides of the family. And then before you know it, we had to go line up for our grand entrances into the reception. So grand entrances came, the parents did them, everyone had different song. I had all of the groomsmen come out as one, all the bridesmaids come out as a group. Because sometimes, like, if you don't really know the other side that well, like, entrances can be a little awkward if you pair them up as couples, and I just want them to have, like, a free-flowing good time, so they went out as one big group. And then me and my husband came out, and we did it to the song Happy Together, but, like, the Dimitri Vegas and, like, Mike version, so it was, like, a dubstep version, and we had our glow-ons, and it was really fun, and we went into our first dance. So Mumford & Sons is a very special band to both of us. It's kind of like our band, our music. So our whole wedding was kind of themed around it. I walked down the aisle to a cover of I Will Wait, so that it was a little bit more slow and romantic and not as upbeat as the Mumford & Sons version. And then our first dance was to Forever by Mumford & Sons, and then we actually did a last dance at the end of the night to Hopeless Wanderer. So right after our entrance, we went into our first dance. It went pretty well. Some people thought we had like actually like rehearsed like a whole choreographed dance. No, I was just like, hey Jim, we're gonna spin, like let's just do a spin, all right, let's do a dip, let's do this spin, and like he just kind of went with it, and I think it went off really well. And then I went into the father-daughter dance with my dad, which was also really special and emotional. We danced to Bob Carlyle's Butterfly Kisses, so that was like really I'm gonna cry about it now, because like there's a whole part in the song about like looking at your baby girl in her wedding dress, and that was like really sweet. Neither Jim's mom nor Jim really danced, so they didn't do a mother-son dance. So we just went into toast on speeches. So we did a speech by the best man, by my sister, by my dad, and then me and Jim did a special thank you. Before I get into speeches, I'm going to go into eyeshadow. I'm doing the Fenty Beauty eyeshadow palette. If you don't follow me on TikTok, go follow me there. I've been doing a series on there. I think this will be part 6 of trying to go through a whole stack of eyeshadow palettes. I'm trying to declutter. So this was a random one that was pulled out for me today by Siri. And I'll be doing a TikTok of this makeup look over there. Trying to see if I want to keep this or not. I feel like I should probably declutter it because it's really old and I've barely used it. I think I got this in a BoxyCharm like years ago. But we're going to do a makeup look with this. So definitely go check it out on TikTok. Okay, so when it comes to the speeches, the best man speech, I have no idea what the heck was going on, to be honest. I just know he brought out a whiteboard and did something about love and time, and it was a very Boy Scout thing to do. He is a Boy Scout along with my husband. That's kind of like how they knew each other. So there was laughter, there was like, what is going on? It was funny. And then my sister was my maid of honor, and she did a speech, and she had the whole thing written out on her phone, like in her notes app or something like that, and it somehow got deleted. And she had a poem she was going to recite that like she lost, so she had to wing it. And she did a really good job for winging it. I think she could have also just led with like that, well, I had a whole thing planned out and now it's gone, so this should be fun. No, she did an amazing job. She was able to re-find that poem and recite it, and that was like really special. So I think she did a really good job. I always like feel bad because like, you know, people are put on the spot when they do a speech and they're like, oh my god, like I don't want to do this, I don't want to embarrass myself. There's a lot of expectations on, girl, you better make me laugh, you better make me cry, make me smile, all that and above, and I think she did a really good job. My dad did a really good job too. I was a little worried he was going to make me cry too much or go on and ramble for too long. He did a really good job. He brought up the whole kid situation, which is such a dad thing to do, but everyone was laughing. He included my sister, my brothers in on it, and it was really funny. So then me and Jim, we did our own kind of thank you toast, just thanking all of the vendors, thanking our family and friends for coming out. Jim pulled me out to like the middle of the floor and did a thank you to me and put me on the spot, so there's a really cute embarrassed photo of me during that part. That was not planned. And then I initially was going to do that whole like thank you to me to myself, so I'm glad I didn't do that and do like the Dr. Dre music in the background for planning the whole wedding, because I planned the whole thing. Instead, I thought I would do something a little bit more cute and sentimental, and I dedicated 2 of my bouquets for my bridesmaids to my mom and to my mother-in-law, because there really isn't a lot like on your wedding day for your mom. It's all like about the dad. The dad walks down the aisle, he gives you away, you do your dance, like all of that. But like there's anything for mom. So I wanted to make a special moment just for them, which I thought was really cute. And then it was finally time for dinner. We were able to go out and eat first. The caterers, they give you all of your food for you, so you don't have to worry about carrying all of it. They really make sure that you have everything you need the entire day, how many drinks, more food, whatever, more water. They did an amazing job. It was through a party man, and again, I'll do all like more intricate details throughout this whole wedding series. But I don't know, I'm not feeling this eyeshadow look or this eyeshadow palette, so. Dinner was good. I was able to actually eat as much food as I could fit into my stomach. I had a kind of a corset type bodice to my dress, so I couldn't really fit a lot of food in my stomach to begin with. But obviously, like, you have people that come up and they give you well wishes, especially since our table was like right by the door to go outside into the covered patio to get food. But no one really stayed and talked too long. A lot of people like know it's common courtesy to not interrupt a couple while they're eating. So like things were kept like pretty short time-wise on like coming over to like say your hellos and congratulations. So it wasn't too bad. Oh, we had to like eat within like 20 minutes because then it was time for sunset photos. So sunset photos came and went. We went out into a field, and I think those were some of my most favorite photos. We were just laughing and we were literally frolicking in a field. I don't know how you could not have fun doing that. The videographers and photographers were having a blast with it. We're like, all right, let's do like a whole house on the prairie moment. It was really fun. And then, yeah, we came inside, and then I think it was immediately into cutting the cake, I think. Yeah, I think we like cut the cake first. I can't remember if we cut the cake first or if we did a photo with each table first. But anyway, we did a cake cutting. It's through a place called the Cake Place, and they kind of work through our caterer, so like the caterer was able to bring it with them. And it's just a 6-inch cutting cake that we did just for like photo purposes. It was red velvet with cream cheese frosting, and we did our whole cute little cut the cake and feed it to each other. Did a good job of not getting it all over the place, because I told Jim if cake got on my dress, I would kill him. Not actually, but he understood the assignment. And then like for other desserts, we just had like mini cheesecakes and mini berry tartlets for everyone else to do, because no one actually like eats cake anymore, to be honest. It's all about like the little tiny desserts that everyone wants instead. And then we went into doing an individual photo with every table. We did it to the song Thunderstruck because I really couldn't think of anything else. It's a pretty long song, and so we ran around to every table and we did a group photo with each table, so that way we at least had a photo with every guest that came to our wedding. I thought it was a long song, but we literally finished with like 20 seconds left to spare, and I had 12 tables? Was it 12? I can't remember. Everything about wedding planning kind of went out the door after the wedding, so I don't remember all the little details. But it kind of got crowded to like the one section, like there wasn't as much room as the other section, so it did take a little bit longer to like kind of maneuver through and get everyone up and into the photo, but it was a lot of fun, and I think the guests enjoyed it, and then that way they could all come over and everyone has a photo with the bride and the groom. Once we did a photo with every table, it was pretty much just time to open up the dance floor, and I know it's always difficult to try to get people on the dance floor to start, so initially I had wanted to do an anniversary dance and get all the married couples out there, but just it wasn't the vibe. There were a lot of people that were leaving, like a lot of people left right after dinner, which is okay. Like the one thing that I do understand is that my wedding venue was in the middle of nowhere, and for a lot of people it was a long drive to get home. We didn't have a lot of like hotels that you could get a shuttle to, so you didn't have to worry about driving drunk and stuff like that. So like I get that, but I was shocked at how many people were like leaving early. So I talked to a bunch of people that were leaving for the day. We said our goodbyes. We talked to family a lot. And like slowly the dance floor started opening up. Of course, I could count on all my bridesmaids and my girlfriends and my high school friends to come out and start dancing. And I said to Jim that I was probably going to be on the dance floor most of the night, because if I'm on the dance floor, people kind of flock towards the bride. So if I'm out there, then maybe people will be out there to join. So I got like my brother and like his friend out there, like we got a few people, and we finally started dancing. And the initial plan was to, you know, start with that anniversary dance. It was like, maybe we'll just scrap it. But then I was like, at the end of the night, I wanted to do a sparkler exit, and my videographer came up to me and was like, hey, there's like a decent amount of people leaving. If you still want like enough people here to do that sparkler exit, maybe we should just do it now and then like people can leave, and then that way you don't have to worry about it at the end of the night. So that's when we switched the plan kind of last minute. So we did make the announcement to get all of the married couples out to do the anniversary dance, which was good because we got everyone out. We could take a bunch of photos of couples dancing. It was really sweet, and I think the winners were like around like, what, 64 years married? So we were able to take like a group photo. It was a bunch of Jim's like aunts and uncles that had won that little anniversary dance. And then since everyone was out on the dance floor, that's when we did the sparkler exit, so we still had enough people there. We got the really, really long one, so we were able to have enough time to run through and get everyone organized and get them all lit. And we got some really good photos from that. So I'm glad that the videographer came up to me and was like, maybe we should change the plan a little bit. And then that way, like, if people wanted to go home, they could, and then all the people that wanted to stay and party could then just hit up the dance floor and not worry about it. So then the rest of the night was just drinking and dancing, and it was a lot of fun, and we danced the night away to like a little around 10 o'clock or later. And then it was time for just our private last dance. So like we cleared the dance floor, and me and Jim just did our special last dance together as a couple. It's a married couple to Hopeless Wanderer, like I said. It's really like one of our favorite songs from Mumford & Sons, but it is kind of a high-paced song, so we just started slow dancing when it's slow, and then we just went to town, and we were twirling each other around and just dancing out, and people like saw through like the windows, like that's all fine and stuff, but we just wanted it like another special moment just for us, because like the whole day flew by like in 3 minutes time. It was ridiculous. We did spend the night at our venue. It has 4 bedrooms, and we're able to have an after party. So we had a bunch of our friends from high school, college, all stay by. We went down to the basement area where there's like pool and stuff, and we hung out down there for a little bit more of an after party. I think we like a few people stayed till like 2 in the morning, so I didn't think I was gonna stay up that late. I was like, no, we're not gonna have an after party. We're gonna be in bed by like 10:30. No, I think I was in bed by 2:30. And then I only slept an hour, maybe. I could not fall asleep. I was just thinking about the entire day and how amazing it was. I kept hearing like my name being called in my subconscious of people trying to say goodbye to me for the night. So I did not sleep. This is a very interesting lipstick. It's like a velvety cushion lipstick, and like the color changes to what you think it's gonna be. But that's pretty much like the makeup look, and that's pretty much the whole wedding day. I said we had a waffle bar for breakfast the next day. We packed up all of our stuff and came home, and then we had to bring it all into the house so we could get the U-Haul back. And that was the whole wedding day. Honestly, it was one of the most special days of my entire life. Now that we are married, like, yes, people are like, oh, like, how's married life? It does change, like, for a little bit, and it comes in waves. Like, looking back at all the photos again, like, I feel just like this rush of like love, renewal, as I rip my hair out. Like, I'm filming this not even a month later after the wedding, and a couple days ago my photographer gave us all of our wedding photos, which is like 1,500 photos from the day. We don't have any of our teaser trailers or films yet from our videographer, and I'm so excited to see those. Now it's just working on like a photo album, and I have my dress off getting cleaned and pressed and like preserved, all that. My flowers are getting preserved in resin right now, so there are still details going on. We didn't save our wedding cake. We ate it all. We did not want to freeze it because everyone said, like, if you freeze it and you eat it on your anniversary a year later, it tastes like crap. So we did not do that. But that's pretty much my wedding day from start to finish. It was truly a magical day, and I definitely want to make this into a series where I'm going to break down every part of the wedding process, my vendors, my makeup, the dress, the event, like everything. We're going to have fun with it, at least I am, and at least it'll be here in case anyone else wants to reference like what it's like actually planning a wedding. I did have a wedding coordinator for the day of. She did help out with like a few weeks in advance too, so like she was definitely more than just a day of coordinator, but I pretty much did the planning myself, so it was a lot. Now it's just doing name changing stuff, I guess. I have my social security card and I have my new license. Now it's just all the finer details like my bank, payroll, work, all of that fun stuff. So it just never ends. We can talk about mini moon, we can talk about actual honeymoon and all that stuff. So I'm just really excited to keep the series going, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and do that, because there will be a lot more wedding content coming, as well as Christmas ideas and advent calendars and all that good stuff from the holiday season. I love you guys, and subscribe to my channel. I welcome you to the Feline family. Bye!